Welcome back to FM Storey. We're going into February, top of the table with 3 points clear of Vittoria Guimaraes with a game in hand on them. We've got the knockout playoff round of the Champions League coming up where we've been drawn against Monaco and we've made it to the semi-final of the Tax Portugal and the final of the Allianz Cup. Things are going okay this season. We're struggling for a bit of consistency. We have started to pick it up towards the end of the last episode. We have done quite a bit of work in the transfer window as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into the action. So at the first weekend of February, we've got a big game coming from the league away at Benfica, and we're top of their third. As we said in the intro, we've done a bit of work in the transfer window, particularly close to and on deadline day. In terms of outgoings on deadline day, the only outgoing was Antoni Bastida, who we sent away on a part exchange plus £5 million for Vitor Roque, who we have had previously. He's done quite well since he was at Stuttgart, so we've brought him back because he provides quality and depth up front and wide on both sides. We then picked up Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich for £16.5 million. He is 33, but he still looks like he's got all the physical attributes in terms of the pace and the fitness. So hopefully he can come in and do a job for us as well. And then very late on deadline day, we secured a deal for Cesar Hernandez, American 24-year-old with 20 caps. Just, I mean, those apart from the jumping reach, those physicals, the acceleration, the agility, the fitness, the pace, the stamina, and the mentals as well. So hopefully he can be a good addition. It also means we can move Bassioli inside to centre half, where despite his height is where his best position seems to be. So hopefully, again, another decent acquisition there. We have played one game since the end of the last episode, which was a 5-0 victory away at Braga. Hernandez, Davies and Roque all played their first game since we signed them. We were rolling in the first half, 4-0 up at half time. A couple of goals from Dragan Simovic. Hernandez picked up a lovely goal from the edge of the box, and Maurice Goosens as well. And then Milos Bortic rounded the game off in the second half for a comfortable 5-0 victory. Going into the game against Benfica, it means we are 6 points clear of Vittoria Guimaraes, and we are 10 points clear of Benfica. So we're in a pretty decent position, but as long as we can avoid losing here against Benfica, we'll be in an even stronger position going into the rest of the season. So, going into the game against Benfica, we've made one change. We've brought Milos Bortic back to the team and brought Vitor Roque to the bench. We've left Cesar Hernandez and Alphonso Davies at fullback because they played brilliantly in that previous game, and we're going to give the Bassioli Kamara duo chance at the back as well. And we're going away from home to our big local rivals. Hopefully we can get off to a decent start, not be on the back foot too much. Goal kick. Kamara wins the header. Goosens to Roldan, out to Alphonso Davies with space to run into. Finds Mbappe into Roldan, Simovic and Goosens. Davies on the overlap on the outside, pulls it back. Milos Bortic scores, and that's the perfect start. 1-0 after less than 10 minutes. There seems to be plenty of space down this left-hand side for Alphonso Davies to run into. Makes a good run, gets the cross in. Bortic gets in front of the defender and pokes it home at the near post. In injury time, they've got a throw in. Simovic on Goosens, Roldan with space to move into. Finds Goosens again. Looks for Mbappe. Eventually fell for him, and he just bends his shot against the top of the crossbar. Interesting first half. We got off to a quick start, got the goal. We've not really done an awful lot since then. I mean, they haven't really created too many big chances either, but we can be a lot better. And there we are, a really quiet second half. I mean, our only shot on target was the goal. It's a bit of a smash and grab, really. But we'll take it. We do need to be better though when we're coming up against Monaco in the Champions League if we want to get through to the next round. But as far as the league's concerned, we're in a pretty strong position. We've made it to the beginning of January, and our form has really certainly picked up all over this episode, but especially since that victory we just saw against Benfica. We went straight from that into the first leg of the Champions League knockout against Monaco, and we got off to a horrendous start. We were 2-0 down after 17 minutes, but we'd levelled it up before half time. We did pick up a couple of injuries in that first leg. We then went away to Estrella Amadora and came away with a comfortable 4-0 victory before the home leg against Monaco, which we won 2-0 thanks to goals from Milos Bortic. Unfortunately, he did pick up an injury which has kept him out for most of the games since then. We then were at home to Pacos de Ferreira in the league, comfortable 6-0 win, which was helped by them having a player sent off after 2 minutes, followed by a comfortable 5-1 victory away at Casapia. We then had the first leg of the round of 16 against Chelsea, and we got off to a cracking start. We were outstanding in the first half. We could have been 3 or 4 up. Unfortunately, only 2. They pulled a goal back near the end, which kind of made things a bit more nervous, and especially going into the second leg away from home. Between the 2 legs, we were at home to Famalicão in the league and played a reserve team, came away with a comfortable 3-0 victory. Then the away leg against Chelsea, we got off to the best possible start. Kylian Mbappe scoring twice in the first 32 minutes. They did pull a goal back straight away after the second goal, but Mbappe put us 3-1 up on the night and 5-2 up on aggregate just after half time. They did pull a couple of goals back to level it on the night, but we ended up running out 5-4 victors on aggregate, which sees us drawn against Bayern Munich in the quarter-final, where we come up against 3 of our former players in Ousmane Diomande, Marcus Leonardo and Courtois. Following on from that, we were back to domestic action, so we were away at AC Viseu. Where we came away with a 3-1 victory. And then the first leg of the Tactical Portugal semi-final away from home. Lovely, comfortable 4-0 victory to put us in a really good position going into that second leg. We then beat Estoril 3-0 at home. Again, another pretty comfortable victory. And then the game we've probably struggled with the most outside of the Champions League games since the Benfica game was away at Vizela, who were bottom of the table with only 19 points from 25 games or something like that. They got off to a great start. We were abysmal in the first half. In the end, Maurice Cousins and Vitor Roque popped up with goals to give us the 2-1 victory. What it means as far as the league is concerned is that going into our next game, which is against Vitória Guimarães, we are 13 points clear of them. We've got a game in hand as well. And then obviously we've got a home game against them coming up next. So if we can pick up a victory in this next game, the title's just about done. And so without further ado, let's find out what happens in that game. This is the team we've picked to go into the game against Vitória Guimarães. We've got a couple of players struggling for fitness, so Maurice Cousins is needed a rest, so he's been dropped to the bench. Diego Cabrera's coming to the starting line because he's a really good player in that number 10 role, and also he's looking for first team football. Celcinho was in goal. Mine got injured training, and the only defender who could possibly have been in the team who's not at the moment is Basioli. He picked up an injury on international duty, so we're going with Hernandez at right back and Miguel Benavides at centre of defence, Carter and Timo Kamara. And their goalkeeper goes long. Benavides collects it, brings it forward into Arda, who loses out. Hernandez gets it back to Benavides. Simovic looking for Bortic in the box. What a finish. Smashes it in off the underside of the bar. And that's exactly what we were looking for, to really put pressure on them early on. We've gone 1-0 up. Arda turns back. Loose ball, but Hernandez wins it back. Benavides into Simovic, takes a touch, lifts it over the top. First touch from Bortic, sat up, smashed it in off the underside of the bar. wins it. Benavides. Bapia looking for Botic. It comes back out. Botic nods it on to Arda. Roldan's shot hits the defender and goes in. Roldan lifts it forward. Botic flicks it to Arda, who pulls it back into Roldan. Hits the shot, cross goal, hits the defender's head, and finds its way into the back of the net. Coming down the left hand side. We let him run a long way with the ball there. They're in behind the left back. In the end, that's a pretty decent goal from them. Savio putting in from the left hand side. Gave him far too much space on that left hand side. Then they just work the ball, play it in behind the left back, and then just fires it past the keeper. So half time 2-1. I mean, prior to that goal going in, you'd have to be pretty happy with that first half. But not the best of ways to end it. Fernandez rolled on into the box. That's got to be a penalty, referee. Why are you even looking at the screen? He's dived him down there. Yeah, penalty. Not sure who's on them, given the players that are off the pitch or not playing. Right, Arda stepping up to take the penalty. Fires it into the corner, gave the keeper no chance, and that's restored the 2-goal advantage. Mara try to play the ball inside. Simovic lumps forward looking a bit rocky. They just can't seem to get out of their own half at the minute, but they've done well there. But Alativi's bringing it back into Roldan. Fernandez acres of space to run into the box to Arda. Squares it. Vitor Roque scores. That's his 7th goal since we signed back in January. And that's 4-1. Roldan had acres of space to play that into Fernandez. Fernandez going forward. As soon as the player comes out, there's space to play it into Arda. We had 3 players lined up to tap that one in without any defenders anywhere near them, really. Full time 4-1, pretty comfortable performance. One moment of sort of switching off at the end of the first half, got them their goal, but really encouraging in the second half. Stuck to it. Came away with another 2 goals to make it 4-1. And it's only a matter of time before the title's ours. And there we have it, the end of another episode. We end the episode 16 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand on Vittoria Guimaraes. They've only got 6 games left, so they can only get 18 points. So effectively another win should just about get the title for us. We've got Bayern Munich coming up quarterfinals of the Champions League. We've got the second leg of the Portugal semi-final, and it's looking like a final of that to come. We've got the Allianz Cup final to come as well. So all of that we'll see in the next episode. Just one thing that we didn't mention before we finish. We had the presidential elections during this episode, and somehow the president's found money down the back of the sofa or something like that, because he made 2 offers for players. He made an offer of 72 million for Ivan Martinez, a centre-half come full-back from Atletico Madrid, which is going through, and he's signing for us. He also made an offer of 149 million for a 22-year-old winger, Cesar Vieira from Sevilla. Fortunately, he turned down the contract offer, so he won't be joining us. But there's obviously plenty of money kicking about if the president of the club can splash that on a couple of transfers. But as we say, big episode next episode. We've got conclusion to the season. Can we make it back to another Champions League final and hopefully win it this time? We'll find out next time. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.